Hey, welcome. In this video I will be performing the first styling of this Thuja occidentalis, which is a nursery stock tree, and it's some special variety which I don't remember the name, that has a little more yellowish edges as it grows. Now this was repotted in this slab a year or two ago. I'm also not sure about that. And why is it in this slab? It's because once it was on the nursery pot, it was planted straight up, of course, as any nursery stock is. But once I uncovered the nebari, I noticed that it's a very one-sided nebari with a very strong root on top here. So I decided that the best course of action for this tree was to slant it heavily with the root system holding it in place like so. And I used this concrete slab that I made. Is a very thin one, curved one, that allows me to choose the angle actually. And I decided that as slanted as possible is the best. And this piece of wood, which is not attached because was not originally part of the plan, goes like so. So it gives the impression even that the root system of the tree breaches the stone or the slab and comes out here. In the future I will make slabs that already contain wood embedded into it, something that you cannot do with ceramic pots, of course, clay pots, because this doesn't have to be fired. For now this is simply placed to hold the angle, and I can choose different positions for it. So it is a bit of fun playing with this part of the display. As far as the styling of this tree is concerned, as you saw in the image, it is a mundane type of material, and once it was potted here it thrived, and you see how much choices I have here. This was a tree that I started styling with some friends, but I wasn't feeling it that day, and so I stopped it before I would waste a piece of interesting material or potentially interesting material. And in the meantime, after the repotting, it recovered a lot, it produces a lot more foliage, and with that it gives me a lot of options today. The style for this tree will be fairly traditional, with an apex here, defining branch here, so coming this way and then following close to the trunk all the way here, somewhat. The image that you can picture, this is a tree that fell over and is on top of a lake shore. The first step will be removing some branches that I don't need, and as you can see here, I have a number of branches that come out parallel. So if I can show this here, it's a bit hard to film on one's own, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4 branches, and I will remove these two here. This one has more ramification, and it will be enough to build this area. I will remove this one here and this one here, so we will be left with one branch here, one branch here, and then the other branches that will build the rest of the tree. But with that, I'm removing all of the branching system that is not really nice to look at, not necessary, and also not really nice to look at, because it creates a lot of uniformity, and I will be left with a alternating branching system that is much more beautiful. Another thing about the design is that, as you may know already by now from my style, I like the more rarefied look. I don't like the green helmet look. So even though this will have some sort of more traditional triangular escalent triangle look to it, with different differences in the height here and here, with an apex here, it will still be with multiple tire pads that I showed in the previous in the mixed media video. It will have multiple tires because this is not really a masculine tree. It's somewhat elongated, and I want the branching system to be visible from the front or from any angle. So rarefied, multi-tired, small feminine pads, and let's get on with it. This is the final result. I think I managed to be quite true to the original image that I envisioned. We have here the defining branch. We have an apex that flows in this direction. The foliage flows this way, whereas the trunk flows that way. So this is a tension design. I more and more realize that I am drawn to this sort of tension design much more than a harmonious design, which is the standard in bonsai. And We have here a tree that is tilted over a lake, but it's coming back. Perhaps it's the Great Lakes where the wind would destroy anything over the water. And wherever possible, whenever possible, I try to make sure that it looks good from all directions. As you may have noticed, for example, here, these branches, some of them are not wired, whereas others are. Sometimes I wire one, and with that I manage to twist and turn and support all the others, so I don't have to wire every single branch. I have a sparse, small, multi-tiered branches. In many places I took a single frown and I stripped away the growth at strategic locations and gave it different levels to upgrade frowns to branches and to give them their own photosynthetically sustainable positions in space. So this is it for now. As you can see, you can create very interesting bonsai out of nursery stock. This is a piece of hedging material that you buy for $20 in any nursery. If you have a fantastic yamadori that is 200-300 years old, as many of which I have, and you put it in a pot and you leave it 40 years in a pot itself, it will become a nice bonsai without any intervention, if you manage to keep it alive. If you have an amazing yamadori and you style it, you also have a fantastic tree, just because it has so much character. Now this is something that has zero character, and it's in this container for 1 year. We can say that it's in training for 1 year, even though this was the first styling, the first concrete styling of the tree. But as you can see, with the right techniques and some imagination, of which I didn't have much for this tree, it's fairly standard design, you can still have very nice results. So this is it for now. I'm here enjoying a beer that my friend Jonathan from Ontario sent me. Thank you, Jonathan. And if you want to send me a beer to keep me going on this journey, or if you want to contribute simply by liking or subscribing to this video, it's highly appreciated. And until the next one, bye bye for now.